Good evening, dear listeners, and welcome to our studio at Yerevan 103.0. This is our English speaking show, American in Yerevan, which is on air every Wednesday and Friday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And I'm here tonight with Rafi Petrosyan.
And I'm here with the lovely Ina MK.
Thank you. And besides that, tonight we have a wonderful, amazing, interesting,
multi-talented,
pretty, multi-talented guest, Arine Sukyasyan.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
How do you feel tonight?
Good.
Is it comfortable on our sofa?
Very comfortable, very cozy, and very warm.
Oh, good, yeah.
Yes.
Warm
It's hot.
In heart.
Okay,
warm in
in
heart.
the heart too.
And excuse me, we forgot to introduce all the things that you do. So we'll make it short this time, but then you'll have to tell us about the details. So, Arine Sukyasyan is actress, architect, designer, and producer. Wow. Whew. That sounds a lot.
When I hear it from you, that sounds a lot. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
It is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yes, thank you.
And you know, Rafi, I met Arine at my dad's exhibition. So we can kind of say that Yerevan is connecting people.
Yeah,
in
really,
that context.
Cool. And that was this last weekend you guys met?
Yes, we met actually in his dad's beautiful exhibition. I would suggest those who didn't see it go fast and see it in Dalan.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do that? No?
Yes,
Yeah,
of
why
course.
not? Yeah. You've
actually
already done it, so.
No, I really mean it. It was very good. And actually, you're the producer, as I know, and manager, right?
Yes,
Yeah, great.
I just have to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So much talent in this room.
Yeah.
A talent explosion.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
well, my dad is so shy and modest, and
That's why you and me have to try.
Yeah.
that's why I had to do that,
Oh,
because
okay.
if I left it to him,
Yeah.
he would live his own whole life like that, just
That's great. That's great.
painting on his own in his own world.
Your dad is very lucky to have a daughter like you.
Yeah. And it was it's a great show. And you
Yeah.
can see it. It'll be at the Dalan
Art gallery.
Art
Dalan,
gallery?
Dalan
It is
gallery.
Dalan
Dalan
Art
gallery.
Gallery.
until this Friday, right?
Yes, exactly. This Friday will be the closing of the exhibition. So for those who missed it, hurry up. See the piece of Yerevan through the eyes of Alexander Makarchan.
Makarchan. Yes, right.
So we will be here in our studio till 11 p.m. tonight. And I'd like to remind our listeners that all of you are able to join our conversation, our chat, our fun question answer talk show by calling 560901. Right now we're going to have a music break and we're going to come back soon. So stay tuned. You Are the Sunshine of My Life by Stevie Wonder. And we're back in our studio on 103.0 with our English-speaking show, American in Yerevan, officially sponsored by Mosaic Sky Restaurant. And we're here in our studio tonight hosting Arine Sukyasyan. Hello again, Arine.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
We're having such nice chats during our music breaks.
Yeah, we covered a lot during the breaks, and it was only for us. So now, please, Arine, please tell us a little bit about yourself for our listeners.
What about what about this? You Are the Sunshine of My Life song?
Oh man, I have a
think
love-hate relationship with that song, because when I worked, my very first job was working retail at IKEA Seattle, and every night, whenever we're closing down, that song was part of the soundtrack of shutting down the store. So I'd be folding mattresses, putting away bookcases. And it's 10 o'clock at night, and I'm just exhausted, wanting to go home. So it's every time I hear that song, I think back to those days.
So it's kind of like when you put your favorite song on alarm ringtone,
Right,
start
right.
to hate it.
And it becomes a very horrific nightmare every morning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get back to our subject, our interesting guest.
Yes.
And I think Rafi has a question for you. Here we go.
So yeah, this is the common question. It's that we always ask is, what brings you here to Armenia, to Yerevan?
Yeah. Well, I would say it was study. I decided to study architecture, and I decided to study it in Yerevan.
Why?
And
Yeah, why
why?
Yerevan?
Well, I had no plans on that. I was living in Tehran because I was born in Tehran. I am a diasporan Iranian Armenian. Actually, a survivor family, a grandchild, both sides. And no, I didn't have any plans to come Yerevan. But then, when 96, the winter of '96, I came to Yerevan for my cousin's wedding. I met my old friends here, and I saw how colorful the student life was here.
Right.
Yeah.
Even in the winter.
Even in the winter.
Because I'm thinking, if winter in Armenia, for your first impression,
Yeah,
could be...
of course, the winter 20 years ago was disastrous. We didn't have even one disco because the Cascade disco was not even there yet. So we only had ourselves, and it was very nice times. So I decided to come and study. I studied architecture, and yeah, that's it. And then life happened.
So you have Armenian roots.
Yes, I am 100%. As much as I know, as far as I know,
Right.
as far as I went back in my family tree, we are Armenians.
Yeah, because have you seen those commercials lately? I've seen it on Facebook. They have these people taking this test to find out where their
DNA, but I don't think
where they come from, and then all of a sudden it flips all around their whole idea of themselves.
Well, I don't think that it will happen to us because Armenians, as we know, they are always into each other. I mean, get married with each other and so on.
We're inbred, is it?
No, I don't know. I can't answer to that. But my both sides. I mean, my father's father and my mother's father both are survivors from genocide. My father's side is from police Istanbul right now, and my mother's side is from Mush.
There are so many songs about this place.
Yeah, Mush.
Oh, there you go. Can we have some more of that?
So not only are you an architect, but you're also a performer, as we just heard a little bit of you singing.
Yes, I am a performer, and it was kind of like I didn't know that I'm a performer until I finished my architecture school here, and I went back to Iran for a design project. I as a Parska High, as a diasporan Armenian child, should learn theater, should perform, should sing, everything. I mean, all the high children should know singing or dancing or play on some instrument. So you don't consider yourself.
You were a good girl.
Yes, I was a very good girl, actually. I was a very good girl.
You used to be. Now it's something
different.
different.
Yeah, past tense, right?
No, I'm not. I'm not good now. Anyway, you never consider yourself as a performer or as an artist or whatever, and nobody acts. Nobody's attitude toward you is like, yes, you're gonna be a performer someday, or yes, you're gonna be an actor, because as we all know, Armenian diasporian children, either they have to be a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer. Thank you. So I came here. I studied. When I finished my studies, I needed to have some experience in my work, and also my father was starting to build some. He had on his mind to build a residential house in Armenia. So I went back to Iran to collect some experience, because in that time construction was not very developed as it is now in Yerevan and in Armenia. And when I was there was nothing else to do but again start to perform and sing in groups and in Ararat Marzavans and cultural unions. And one day somebody called the Ararat Culture Center and asked for an Armenian young actress who can speak Armenian and Persian. not diasporan Armenian, but Armenian. And well, I was the only one present there, so I experienced my first mono performance then. Monologue then in Iran. I started to rehearse, and that mono performance was supposed to. They were invited to our mono festival in Yerevan. So we are talking about 2007, 2008.
And so that was the
and
first.
so
that's
that
when you
was
got the acting bug, as they say. Right?
Yeah, that was my first window back to performing art. And after that monologue, I decided to study directing here in Yerevan. So after the show, after my performance, on year 2008 and 9, I came back to Armenia. I started to study in Yerevan State Institute of Theater and Cinema here for another 2 years, and then I quit my study because I had to work. So far this is it. And now I'm in Radio One.
It's like when I told my dad that I wanted to become an actress. He said, "Okay, and what do you want to do for a living?" For a living. Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, my dad said something similar. It's like, oh, those are all great hobbies.
Yeah.
You know, you can do that on your own time, but you got to get a good job.
Yes, actually, it was what it didn't happen to me, but it happened to my brother because he wanted to be a musician. He is a very good musician right now.
Yeah, and what does he play?
And
I think you know him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll speak more about your brother when we come back after a
Oh,
music
yeah.
break.
Oh,
We're gonna listen to Raul Midden. And I'll like to remind our listeners to call 560-901 to have a nice chat with our wonderful guest tonight.
Yerevan. American in Yerevan.
Այո, ապրում ենք Երևանում բոլորս միասին. Yes, we live in Yerevan all together with Rafi, Arine, and Ina. So this is, right now, this is something that is connecting us, I think, Yerevan. And we're here in our studio on 103.0 with our guests discussing all kinds of issues, all kinds of things, started from architecture, ended with Kim Kardashian.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, really interesting facts from their family life.
When there are 3 Armenians, there are always Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Presence. Somewhere. Yeah.
Yes.
And now, Arine, I think it's time for us to discuss a little bit what you do here, like about your career a little bit. You told about your education, how you ended up in Armenia, how you decided to come here, and could you tell us, like,
what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do professionally?
This is a question
Let's get really deep here.
I am facing every
you?
day. What the hell? What in the end? What do you want to do in the end?
Why in the world? Where are you going? All the smart questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah. Should I?
Should I
do? I mean, should I? No, really. This is a very, very serious question. And after I would say 6 years, I came to this point. No, you don't have to know where you want to go in 5 years. You actually want to know who you want to be in general. What is your goal, and what are your
missions? Maybe.
What is your mission?
Your goals.
Maybe you don't know your mission, but you are walking through to know what is your mission.
You're
in
on
this
your
life.
way.
You're on your way. I mean, every morning you wake up. You start a new day toward your mission. So for me, I don't want to know where I will end up in 5 years, because it would be a very boring life if I know where I will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is all about creative people. They don't want to know, okay?
No,
they
really,
just
please.
Just stop asking all these questions.
I mean, do you know?
I totally hear you.
Yeah, because do you know what will happen when you go out from this door? No, you don't know. So
never know.
what's the use of planning if you all of your plans in one point they either fail or they somehow you cannot do what you plan.
They
in
say
life?
if you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans.
Thank you. I didn't want to go in God matters, religion and everything, because different people listening to us right now. But really, exactly, if you want to make God laugh, plan your life.
Yeah.
So no, my how you say, I don't know how the word is. Anyway.
Well, so aside from your plans, how about right now?
As a
What are you
career,
up to?
I'm an architect designer.
Yeah, you do this freelance as far as I
yes,
understand.
I am a freelance architect designer. I make money. I make living by my.
Congratulations! This is very exclusive
very important.
interview with a person who makes money in Armenia. Bravo!
Yes, I make money, but I have much. I mean, my passions in my life. Has equal place like career. I mean, as important of my career and money and eating and breathing every day are my passions, are my creative projects. And as a creative person, it happens that I perform.
This is your spiritual
This
food.
This is my spiritual
say.
food, and this is my personal. This is my personal.
This is your hobby.
This is my personal life. This is my personal joy. I mean, everybody has some hour or have some time for himself or herself. This is what I want to do. It doesn't.
So you're a happy person.
Yeah, I am.
You found something that you enjoy.
Yeah, I am a happy person because I am actually doing what I really love.
Yeah.
And this is very hard. It's not. It didn't. I mean, I didn't get it like a present. Like, okay, go do whatever you like. It's very hard.
You
actually.
were searching for it.
Yeah, it's really hard. I faced too many closed doors, like slammed in the face.
This is. I'm sorry.
No,
this
go
is
ahead.
really important not to break. during
No,
this.
you should not break. But I had my break
Sorry,
points.
Rafi Can, go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
I was just going to ask, like in Armenia, do you find it easier to be able to do both the architecture and the acting?
No, it's not easy because unfortunately here most of the people, I'm not saying everybody, but most of them, big percentage, they still think that whatever you do, it has to be professional. But this professional word is not defined in a right way.
Yeah.
Yes, whatever you do, you must do it professional level. I mean, you have to. Whatever you do, it has to be serious. It has to. You have to do
approach.
it really serious. You have to seriously approach whatever
And they're
you
saying
do.
You have to do it so seriously that you can't do anything else.
Yes,
This is their one exclusive.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that you, for example, some people are not monotasking. Like me, I am not a monotasker. I cannot monotask. If I concentrate on one thing in my life,
here.
Yeah,
I totally hear
actually
you.
no. It is really a big stress. So I need to be free. I need to have my playtime. I need to have my playing time. You know, I have to play. I have to have fun.
Right.
That's why I hate office work. Because you need to get up at 9.
Well,
and you have
that's a part
an
of
hour break, and if you're late, somebody's gonna tell you why.
Well, it is office time in theater. It is office time in cinema. It is office time in making movies. It is office time in architecture also. I mean, if you look at
You
like
look at
that,
it that way,
every work has some time which you had to do it.
You have to give that time,
you
but
have
at least
to
it's
give
not in an
that
office. At
time.
least it's not with these illuminated, these weird lights that kind of like have
But
that buzz to them.
This is not an office for me. This is a really nice place.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. No, I wasn't talking about this particular studio. I'm talking about most of the offices I've been in.
No, I know what he means. I know what you mean. No, I know what
Yeah,
you
we
mean.
all know
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
mean, Rafi Can. We're with
Oh,
you.
man.
Okay. To sum this question up, I will tell you. I am an architect designer. Career wise, I'm an architect designer, and and I am a freelance artist who for now she's creating in theater. Maybe tomorrow I will do something else in movie. Another day I will do something else in other sphere. So
you're looking out of the box. You don't just
my passion is out of the box. Yeah, I can say
this is
that.
all about creative people. I think it's the most important thing
Yeah.
about the creative. And I hate dress code. About the offices.
Yeah.
I have something to add. People out there, I hate dress code. Okay, because I used to work in tourism, and for 3 years I used to wear the white shirt and the black
and the red tie with green dots and da 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 da.
I wish we had the tie at least.
But honestly, whenever I see those it's not it's a special uniform,
Right.
like
They have to have a certain look.
stewardesses, or they are damn sexy. I would tell you. I mean,
Thank you.
uniform is sexy.
Yeah, if you're on an airplane. But more on that when we come back after our break tonight with Arine Sukiasyan and Rafi Petrosyan on Radio 1. My Father's Eyes by Eric Clapton, and this is American in Yerevan evening show, and we're back in our studio with Arine, our wonderful guest, and Rafi Petrosyan, and myself.
And Ina MK.
Thank you, Rafi. Thank you. And we all know that Al Pacino is one of the fathers of cinematography, maybe we could say, actors, one of the favorite actors of all times.
Did you do your homework before this interview?
Well, I tried to, but I don't know how it worked. Maybe you can tell.
So far it's good. She knows Al Pacino.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna read a quote right now by Al Pacino, and we'll see what Arine thinks about this. Okay, here we go. The actor becomes an emotional athlete. The process is painful. My personal life suffers. So it seems like there is a lot of pain in acting, right? Maybe.
Well, yes, it is a emotional sport. Actually, you have to use your personal experience in life. You have to remember what you felt. You have to connect what your character in the movie or in the theater wants. You have to find the connection, even if you don't have the experience, the exact experience what the character must or is going through.
Mm-hmm.
You must find something similar so you can bring up the feelings. Yes, it is a suffer. It is a suffer, and sometimes when you go very deep down, very deep in some emotion, and you are not so you are not very experienced actor or actress, it stains your personal life. It stains somehow. You don't come out of that character very easy.
You cannot differ life and stage.
But I am.
And it stays with you, that character that you play.
It sometimes stays. It sometimes stays with you, or you don't come out of that special character, and then that character shows off in other characters also. But well, so far
Has it happened to you?
It didn't happen to me yet.
No. Okay, not yet.
Well, Arine, speaking about your plans for the future and who do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself after 5 years and stuff like that?
Oh no, I thought we weren't going to talk about plans. Yeah.
Do you position yourself to be like? Would you like to be a star, a movie star, or is it just like, because there is another good one by Al Pacino. He says, "I'm an actor. I'm not a star.
Exactly,
Stars are people who live in Hollywood and have heart-shaped swimming pools."
I don't know if it's a cultural thing or if it is educational thing or whatever. I don't know, but I was always grew up with this attitude. You have to do the best in whatever you're doing.
Right.
You have to want the best in whatever you want to do or you want in life. Of course, that would be a privilege. That would be a present from the
Above.
cosmos, from the above. If someday I become famous or I do something very good, very nice, because no, I'm not. I never dream of being a star or being famous. I dreamt to do a very good role. I
So
dreamt
this would be
to
kind
make
of like a
very-
result of
This-
your
this
good
is-
job.
This is a child inside. I mean, everybody wants to be something in whatever they do. I mean, what you're writing, for example, a book, thinking, no, I never want to won Nobel Prize. No, I don't care for that. No, it's
It's a
funny,
lie,
You know,
yeah.
it's a lie. It is a lie because you want to be good in whatever you're doing.
We're
I want
honest
to be
here.
very good.
This
in
is an
whatever.
honest show.
Yeah, this
right,
is- this
right,
is-
Rafi?
Right.
I am an
Nothing
honest
but the truth.
I cannot
The whole
lie.
truth. Nothing
I
but the
know
truth.
what you did last summer.
Hey, Rafi.
Okay,
how
and
are you
getting
doing?
back. You know, and okay, here's another quote that I found that's kind of contradictory to the first one, where you have to give a bit of yourself to the role. This one is by Mark Ruffalo. Ruffalo?
John
I don't know,
Ruffalo, yeah.
Ruffalo.
I
huh?
love him.
He played the Hulk, right? Like very classy
He's
actor.
listening.
Yeah. And he says, "I became an actor so I didn't have to play myself, to be myself."
No. Mark.
No. Is
Come
he
on.
Chaucer?
No. Actually, it is not possible to not be you yourself.
It should
I
be
am
combined.
talking about stage and in the front of camera. Whatever you do, whatever character you make, you pass that person
through yourself.
from your filters. If it's a bad person, you must find some sympathy with it. If it's a good person, you must find some sympathy with it. If it's even if you're playing a character who you are not at all, I mean, it has no connection with you, you kind of have to find a general ground with that character. So you cannot delete yourself from that character. It is for me it is not like that. No. Okay. The actor must not be himself or herself when he or she is acting. But the character, the beauty of the character, the shining you are giving to that character, if we analyze
I want to
it
see
deeply,
your show.
Thank you. If we analyze it deeply, it is kind of you. It is kind of you. Yeah, you're playing your different characters. Yeah.
We are now playing our characters, right? But we're ourselves at the same time. This is kind of the same.
Yes, this is your social character. This is my social character. But this is not what I am looking like when I'm sitting in front of TV in my house. I don't sit like and watch a movie.
It's a very interactive
For
experience.
example, yeah.
Yeah, you don't scratch your head right now.
I don't scratch my hair every 5 minutes.
So I'm looking through your bio, and I see that you've been in a couple films.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have Saturday Hunter
Yeah.
and The Days of Our Life.
Yeah. Both are Iranian movie from the same director, Mr. Sheikh Tadi. I don't know if he's listening. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
I hate to interrupt you guys,
okay.
but
What?
we need to have a break, and then we'll come back to your
Wow.
bio, and you're gonna tell more about your movie career.
Sure.
Okay. Here we're still on 103.0, another 40 minutes. So if you would like to join our chat, call 560-901-103.0. listening to one of my favorites, I'll Be There For You. And we're back in our studio. And we, again, noticed that we don't have enough time. Half hour left. Can you imagine, Arine Can? I was telling you that time here flies, yeah.
Yeah, really.
And speaking about architecture and movies and all these associations, I just cannot leave out the subject of our sponsor, our dear official sponsor of the show, American in Yerevan, Mosaic Sky Bar and Restaurant, located on 15 Khorenati in Elite Plaza, 17th floor. And this is a really great place also, by the way, to maybe screen a movie someday, because they have you ever been there?
Now you asking, I remember I was there when there was a gallery and we went up.
There is a really fancy and beautiful designed place, and with two views. They have like two halls with Mountain Ararat on the left and Aragat on the right, and you can choose whatever view you want to enjoy your meal along.
And now, along with the restaurant, there's also the Sky Bar that's open on the 18th floor.
Exactly.
With the panoramic views there.
Yeah, there's the sky.
They also do several live performances. Ina, do you know when the next one is?
Is that a cocktail bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have like a great atmosphere there, and they have open air events. And by the way, the day after tomorrow, 17th of June, they have background music event there with DJ Berezovsky. So for those of you who would like to feel the taste of Armenian sky along with regional drinks, cocktails, maybe
while listening
wine.
to some good music.
Yeah, while listening to some good music, go ahead and join this event. You will not regret. And Arine-chan, let's get back to the question that Rafi just was interrupted.
What was my question again?
What was your question again? About the roles.
Asking about two movies.
Right.
Movies and the roles you had the difficulty.
And the roles, yeah, because we were talking about, the kind of sacrifices that go into the character development when you're doing these roles. And I was wondering if there was any difficult ones for you.
Well, yes.
Maybe even aside from the films. Maybe live performances on stage.
Live performance on stage is always unpredictable because you're different every day. Every time you go on the stage, you're different, and the character shines in another way, in a beautiful other way. It's not bad. It's a good thing. So you can differ from last night.
Yeah. Each time it's like first time.
Yeah. But hard roles, yes. One of the first role I got in the movie Saturday Hunter. The role was about a woman who was being trafficking. Who was being
human trafficking.
She was being abused and so on. So I had to play a role of an abused woman. Yeah, that was a little bit hard.
Hopefully that one didn't stick with you.
No.
And
the question.
Go ahead, please.
No, I wanted to answer the question you asked first.
Yeah, the difficult roles.
No, before the interruption.
Two movies. Movie.
What was I asking?
Movie career.
Yeah. Movie career.
Do you have any plans for any more future performances, or?
Yes, performance or movie.
Well, either one.
Know, but performance, yes. I'm waiting for Cairo to answer. It's another festival, a mono festival in Cairo. So maybe I shouldn't talk about that. Because
why not?
Because I don't have the answer yet.
Well, we'll all
that's
cross
the plan. Yeah.
Fingers for
crossed,
you, okay?
Yes,
so
yes.
We'll ask
really
good energy from the space.
Yeah, I really want to.
So we all have good energies and positive attitudes.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
And we got some help last week with Ani about how to focus that positive energy, and we're going to send it over your way.
We had an energy healer here in our studio. Yeah, it was great. She taught us some nice tricks, nice tools
Yeah.
Great.
to
That's
protect
a good thing.
our
That's a good
energy.
thing. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and to save our energy.
To
So
keep it
this is good.
clean.
Yeah, to keep it clean.
Yeah,
So
to keep it
that was
clean.
great.
Great.
And speaking about architecture,
Keeping clean.
speaking about keeping clean. Speaking about architecture, I think Rafi has a nice quote for us tonight.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple quotes here.
Oh my God.
And then we'll ask Karina what she thinks about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
let's see
Oh
what
my
he-
God.
Let's do it.
So this one is from Frank Gehry, and he says that 98% of what gets built today is shit. And sorry for swearing on the air, but
Sorry for his
it's
French.
yeah, it's
That's a quote.
it's a quote, so I've got to
Pardon
say
my
it, right?
French. Yeah.
Well,
What do you think? What do you,
I think it's a very general said. I mean, it's very generalized quote. I mean, you cannot, in my opinion, you cannot do that to architecture, at least, because one of his and his colleagues' buildings are part of that 98%. So I don't know what he means. Okay, but no, I am not. I'm not thinking like this. Maybe before I was trying to analyze the building, but actually you're judging it on your taste, on your own taste, because every era, every generation, every lifestyle has its own
Dictates his
has
own.
its own needs. Like you and I cannot live, or we don't have the same needs as our parents have or had before.
had yeah?
Even nowadays, after getting in age, they need something else. They need something more. They
New?
For example, if my parents were dreaming for like a triple or duplex house, yeah. Now they cannot, because they are in some special age, and the duplex house is not fun anymore. They want this studio, for example,
Right.
open air, balcony, la la la, lulu, you know.
So
I
so
am
their
not-
lives
no,
evolve, and then their
their
taste
life
evolve as well,
evolves,
right?
And well, okay, maybe some of architects or some of clients or some constructors, they are not very responsible. They don't build quality wise. They don't build good quality buildings. This is not what we can judge now. This is what not we can discuss about it, because during the history, during the history of humanity, there were always this kind of errors and failures, and there were successful buildings which were also declined by their own time. I mean, I can imagine when the pyramids were being built.
There was a
What-
critic
what
out there
the
saying, "What are
hell,
you doing?" Yeah.
pyramids? What is this? Straight lines and
Horrible.
horrible.
Where's the
modern-
windows?
Yeah,
I've heard about the
imagine
Eiffel Tower. That
Eiffel
yeah,
Tower.
everybody hated it.
Yeah,
but now
everybody
it's like
hated
the,
it. This is it's a like a it's a joke of art.
The
It's
art.
joking, and it's like big, huge, humongous.
Right.
You know,
But now it's become
steel.
like what, the
But
symbol of
now
France,
it's a
right?
symbol of like an era in architecture. It's like deconstructive or constructive. I mean, it's you don't. No.
no. and before we go to our music break, I'm gonna read out really one of the quotes that I liked about the architecture. Is it says, "We shape our buildings; thereafter they shape us." That's what Winston Churchill said. And another one is, "Those who look for the laws of nature as a support for their new works collaborate with the creator." This is something interesting.
I want to say one more too.
The Gaudi said. Yeah.
I
go
hate
ahead, really
vacations.
quickly.
If you can build buildings, why sit on the beach? Philip Johnson.
Okay, right now we're gonna listen to Lenny Kravitz's "Little Girl's Eyes." Stick with us for 20 more minutes.
20 more minutes.
Yeah. You Give Me Nothing and Now You Want It Back by Naomi, and we're back in our studio and we have to say goodbye.
Oh.
This happened again.
Yeah.
with the time.
It's so sad.
It's
I
so
mean,
sad.
we're having a great conversation.
And we
here.
had so many things to tell each other, right?
Yeah.
And I think we should meet sometime when
I
we're not
think
on
so,
air
yeah.
and discuss lots of things about movies,
Movies,
and
architecture.
architecture.
Art.
Growing
and
up bar sky.
artists. Growing up. How is it to grow up?
We could have a
bar
therapy
sky?
session together.
What it's like to be a foreigner in Armenia.
Yes,
Well, you
yes.
guys are not foreigners. This is a joke. And I would like to ask you, Arine Can, how did you feel tonight? Did you feel comfortable in our studio? Because we had a nice time with
Yeah,
Rafi,
it was
right?
great.
I love
it
you
was
guys.
great.
I was
time.
thinking, can we
Love
make
is in
another
the
show?
air.
We can make our separate show.
We have a
Full-time guest.
full-time guest.
Yeah.
We have a new project coming soon.
Wow.
The Trinity.
Do we?
Huh?
The Trinity.
Oh.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you? Am I? The blonde question.
Always clueless over here.
So, could you say make us some conclusion?
Yeah. Any
or
final thoughts
any
to wrap
yeah.
up?
Final thoughts.
Anything
Final
else you would like to
thoughts.
add to our conversation? Or maybe you have questions to ask us, or maybe
First of all, I'm very
Thoughts?
grateful for being invited tonight. It was a huge shock and surprise, and very pleasant surprise for
That was
me. Thank you, Ina.
and thanks to my dad.
And thanks to your dad, really. Yes. What I want to say, I don't know. I just want to say I love you guys.
Love
I
is
love
in the
you.
air.
I loved your talk. I loved your talk show. It was really creative. We were actually creating some atmosphere here.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
as all
That's
of
for
us,
sure.
it's a when you were in a joyful environment, it's always healing. Like I am healed now. In the end of this day, I am very happy. I will go smiling to home. I will
Spiritual
remember
healer.
this day, this hour. And yes, we are artists, we are creatives, and we are the soul doctors.
And the
The
soul
soul
healers.
doctors.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
That's a
thank
nice
you,
thing
thank
to
you.
say.
Be creative, guys. Just forget about everything
The
else.
last advice from Irene.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Be creative.
Don't close yourselves up. Don't close yourselves up and live. Try to create. Try to create. It heals you. It heals everybody else around you, and it's nice. It's just nice. Close your ears and create, and do whatever you like.
I like it. Wise words.
Open the eyes of your hearts and close your ears and create. Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
a
you
lot.
very much.
Thank you.
We really enjoyed this evening, and it was a pleasure. And I hope that we'll meet again, if not on air, then sometime during a coffee break, or I don't know. Maybe we could go to Mosaic Sky restaurant and bar.
Yes. Have some cocktail
Yeah.
nights.
and visit our sponsor. Yeah. And I'd like to remind our listeners that you can always download our application, Radio Van, and listen to us anywhere you go. And also we have a website, www.radiovan.fm, which has live streaming, video broadcasting that you can watch us live. And our show has a page, American in Yerevan. Please visit and like. And also you can listen to our previous shows. If you missed our show tonight, which was really, really interesting and educative, I'd recommend you visit our page and watch our show that you unfortunately missed tonight. Stay in peace. Be safe. Have a great week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.